today I had the great pleasure of starting the day in a conversation right on this channel with Barb Demiris. And if you haven't gotten a chance to watch that and you weren't able to join us, I really encourage you to go back and listen. It was a great conversation, delightful. I mean, like, you cannot make this stuff up. We were having so much fun and being so playful and really, it's important to understand that no matter what our experience is in what is going on for us individually, that when we connect to our sisters and our brothers who are also going through this, we start to realize, maybe we're being too hard on ourselves. Maybe we're making this all much harder than it needs to be. And last night we had a group channel event, and it was lovely. And one of the conversations kind of at the end that came through is really, how hard does it have to be? How hard does, enjoying our life and being authentically who we are and being whole and complete in our being and who we know ourselves to be, why do we make it so hard? Why do we make it such a challenge? And I think part of it is because we have a paradigm that holds the vibration that there's something wrong with us. And so we're always kind of in this deficit perspective of ourselves, of where we relate to one another. And when we're in that deficit, you can call it lack, but it's like, here is where it's ground zero. It's that point, right? And then when we are in a hole beneath that level where we are all one, where we're all just equal and connected and human and having this experience, that when we drop below that, we now see ourselves as less than human, as needing to somehow build ourselves back up to even be acknowledged or to be valuable or to be worthy. And when we're in that vibration, how do we ever trust that anything that is resonant with the truth of us, which is that we are all in this vibration of wholeness, that we are all true, how do we trust that, right? And so we're experiencing something new and different. Hi, Carrie. I'm glad you're on. Hi, Gail. Brianna, I'm going to share this because I think this is so beautiful. As a matter of fact, I love this. I just am getting into this feature that I can share this where people can see the words. Brianna says, this meditation is an invitation to compassion. Oh, I agree. I love that. It brings a sense of warm, loving, and beautiful space where you are supported mentally, physically, and energetically. An experience in which you surrender fully to the true core of yourself, which is pure love. Oh my goodness. First of all, your words today, Brianna, this morning, and now, like, I'm getting like tingles and vibration about what it is that your experience is. It's just it is just warming my heart. And I agree, like the way that you're putting this, it's like an invitation to who we are, but it's not, here's who you are and get there. It's not this in your face experience. It's not hard. It's not pushing. It is a gentle, loving experience of coming in the breath, coming to who we are. Like we open, we relax and surrender, opening like the flower opens to the light, opens gently. It's not like, bam, I have to open. It is an unfolding, and it's in that gentleness that we come to ourselves. And I think that that's where what I was speaking about this hardness, this way of making everything so hard, that we're being shown a different way. We're being shown a more gentle, whole approach. And I think, Jennifer, you're saying this about the meditation, which I think is lovely. Definitely has given me more inner peace and peace in my life in many ways. Also has helped me open up to more love and being unlimited and whole. And when we think about that, like it's like counter to the it's counter to the structure, the paradigm that we've been holding collectively. All of us have been in on it. Like I've been in on it. Even holding the idea that we are pieces, that we are pieces, and that need to find all the other pieces before we can come into wholeness, before we can be in one. And now we are opening to this very real, true experience that that there is nothing of us in us that is not already divine, perfect, whole, and complete. And that is it requires a surrender, and that surrender comes in the breath. It comes in gently into our consciousness, and we open. And so as we practice today, and we'll start in about 7 minutes, I invite everybody to stay with it and to be willing to give it a shot. Normally we do this on the Soulwise Circle, which is my private free group, and I do it there because the truth is that um, there's a delight in being able to have a space where you don't have to worry about trolls, or you don't have to worry. Everybody who's in that group says, I'm in and I'm going to be respectful and kind. Um, and we're doing it for ourselves and for everybody else, that we can just create this very sacred space to be fully present. And so I think in this now moment, like as we go through this practice today, know that it doesn't all have to make sense. It doesn't all have to, you don't have to go, oh, I buy everything you're saying, Nia. I buy everything that people are experiencing. 60 days ago, this is day 61 for me. 60 days ago, um, that place that I was, there was no, I wasn't holding this consciousness in the same way. I might have had ideas or concepts, but I was still trying to mold them or fix them. And now there's just this very gentle opening for me, and it's come out of this practice. And so whatever your experience is, trust that it's completely divine and perfect. And Michelle says, I've done the meditation every day and it has become a touchstone of my day. And I agree. Like, I'm so with you on this. I have felt a calm, peace, and a sense of trust throughout this whole quarantine experience that I don't think I would have felt if I wasn't doing this practice. I've also had some wonderful physical benefits. I feel better in my body than I have in a very long time, and I have reduced my thyroid medication. My fasting blood sugar is improved, and many of my food sensitivities are gone. I haven't been doing anything else. And I think about that, um, Michelle, that we have, um, when we come into this experience of wholeness, right? When we are opening to that, then it becomes very hard to hold simultaneously the idea that we are broken, that we are unhealthy, that we are unwell. And what we're doing in the meditation, we talk about a couple of concepts that I'll share here, that for those of you who are new, those of you who haven't done this with me before, like you may be like, what the hell is she talking about, right? And that's okay. You'll feel it. It's not a matter of you have to understand it. It's a matter of just allowing yourself to feel it. But one of the phrases that comes up is that there is a function of our cells. Like, our cells function, and if we think about it, and even in science they talk about, every cell knows what to do because it has like a blueprint in it that says, oh, you are a lung cell, you are a heart cell, you are a brain cell, and this is how you function, and this is what you do. And if you're a heart cell, you beat like this, and it just knows to do that, right? It knows to be in that rhythm and to hold that and to work with all of the other heart cells. But when we have a cell that rises up in our vessel, in our body, that cannot connect to that blueprint or has the wrong blueprint, we're not always in the energetic vibration of willing to let that go. Right? We have kind of this holding piece, which is that that I'm not enough, that I question the function of my body. Can my body really, really function beautifully? And so when a cell is out of that alignment, out of its function, it operates out of alignment, out of its nature. And this is where we get cancer. This is where we have dis-ease, right? And so now think about take that and expand it out to a human being. Is that when as a human being we don't know our function, we don't trust our nature. When we are in denial of our nature, we are not working in harmony. We are not feeling that natural vibration. And I think what's interesting is you can watch when people are in I've not thought about this before, that there is a harmony that happens. There is a rhythm that happens when people come into community for a period of time. Like women all get on, like in dorms or in living situations, when you have a group of women all living together, their cycles all start to sync, right? Or you have children, they all get into a rhythm, they get used to a certain way of being, that we follow, that this person speaks first, and this, then this, and this. There's a certain rhythm that happens, and it's not even conscious. It's not even there's a certain thing that even in workplaces, that sometimes it emerges without us having to think about it. And now in this meditation, what we are doing, part of what it's doing is it's helping us to come into a very conscious connection with our natural rhythm, with our natural blueprint of who we are, who our cells are, who we are as a human consciousness, like a human beings, and then how we are a part of something greater, of life in general, and how we open to that. So it's been a beautiful, beautiful unfolding. Um, and I think it is incredibly powerful that we're able to do this, and how we're doing this together. So we're about a minute out from starting, and if you are with us, if you're feeling called to this, I really encourage you to just be with it. There is a point at the end of the meditation that there's usually a channeled message from spirit. I work with a collective called the How. HAO stands for Harmonic Alignment and Oneness. They will come through and speak. And they don't really dictate. It's very much that they are holding space for us to be together and to um, receive the love and the vibration of who we are together. And so know that as that happens, you may notice that if you haven't seen me channel, if you haven't been in it, that there may be a tone difference in my voice, that there may be an adjustment in your perception of what's happening. And that's fine. And afterwards, we usually have a little bit of time to discuss or to share. And so I just want to say we're all in this together, and I'm really grateful. There's no mistake. Today I was going to be in the Soulwise Circle, and I'm the one who clicked my business page. So here we are, and we're doing this together. So anybody who is open to joining, it is completely open to you. I'm just going to put a little banner. Um, meditate. I'm just putting this in so that people will be able to see that we are already in meditation. All right, well, let's go ahead and we're just going to close our eyes. Find where you're comfortable. There's absolutely no wrong way to do this. If you want to stand on your head, you can do that. But just find a place where you're comfortable and you can just relax and be guided. And what I will say is don't worry if things don't make sense. Just breathe and bring, if you get too caught up in your head or anything, just bring yourself back to your breath. There's no right way, and you'll get everything you need out of this. You were called to do this today, and here we are. All right, dear, let's begin. All right. Let's take a few deep breaths and just come to this place that you are, this moment. And as we breathe in, let's breathe in love and appreciation into our body, into our lungs, and feel that love and appreciation move in and through our entire body. And with every breath, we relax. We relax, coming to this now moment. You may notice your mind trying to settle down, noticing all the things happening. Maybe your heart feeling all the feelings, whatever's going on. Let's just breathe our attention right behind all of that. Breathing right behind all of the thoughts. Letting ourselves just fall away behind the thoughts and the feelings. And find this quiet place, quiet, still place within where we can just breathe and notice how peaceful we are in our breath, how quiet it is here, and how comfortable we feel. With every breath, just feeling it come into this body, nourishing every cell within our body, feeling it just wash in and over us. And as we exhale, we relax. Breathing in, feeling the nourishment, the breath, the oxygen feeding our cells. And as we relax, we feel our whole body just relax, knowing that there is plenty, knowing that we are functioning beautifully. And we breathe in appreciation and love into every cell of our body. Our lung cells functioning as lung cells, our heart cells awakening to their function and their ability to function together collectively, staying in rhythm, allowing the blood to flow throughout our body, our stomach digesting, moving food through our body, allowing more nourishment that we may function in a way that we are in full optimization. Our mind, we feel the electric pulse of thoughts, of energy moving throughout our body without us needing to think it. We don't spend our time or energy saying to our heart, beat, beat, beat. It knows what to do. It follows its plan. Our whole body functioning, allowing us to be fully present to this now moment. And we are relaxed and present. We extend our awareness outside our physical body to our energetic field that extends all around our physical form. It is a part of us, and it extends outward about 1.5 feet around us. And we breathe and we experience the energy moving in and around our vessel. As we breathe, it has its own rhythm. allowing energy to move in and through us. It vibrates and expands. And it is this energy field that allows us to be in the world, to feel what the world is before our senses know. It vibrates us into awareness. How is it that we know what's going to happen before we see it, hear it, smell it, know it? This field of energy is hypersensitive, able to pick up on the slightest nuance, the slightest vibration that we are able to prick up our awareness. And we grow with every breath more aware of this field of energy, that it is everywhere present to us and part of our full expression, our full being. And from here, we bring our attention beneath our feet to our connection with Mother Earth. This attachment happens beneath our feet, connecting to our energy field. It's like an umbilical cord to the mother, and it goes deep within the earth. It has been here since we came into being. It gives us place, a sense of belonging. And as we breathe, we feel the love of the earth rise up in and around us. And we breathe in, and with every breath, we feel the gentle tug of gravity on our entire being. It is comforting and warming and enlivening that we feel our home rise up around us, our awareness that we belong. We are home, and this is our home. And as we breathe, we allow this feeling to move into our being, into our consciousness, in between every cell. That longing to know that we matter, that we belong, is quenched with every breath. And it is from here that we bring our attention upward above our head to our connection with the quantum field. And it is open. Our vessel, this energetic field, is like a tulip, open to receive, open to be in connection with the infinite field of possibility, the infinite field of love, the light of Source, the light of God that shines in and through us, washing down over into our vessel, filling us crystalline white energy, effervescent and bright and refreshing. Like peppermint, it opens us wide in our breath. That we can breathe in more, that our capacity in our breathing expands. There is more than enough and plenty more where that came from. We are nourished We are replenished with every breath, and we feel what it is to experience fulfillment. We are fulfilled in the breath. We are fulfilled in the love. And in this, we relax in our exhale, letting go, surrendering, relaxing. For we know that with every breath, there is more than enough. The fear that we must hold, that we must be ready just in case, begins to wash away. And we open. And as we open, our cells open. And as our cells open and we increase our capacity to receive, we increase the capacity of all of human consciousness to receive, to welcome the love and the abundance and the light. And we relax and allow ourselves to be breathed, to feel the love of spirit moving through us, to feel the love of God moving into our vessel, loving us, breathing us. You may notice a gentle rocking, a gentle rhythm coming into your awareness, coming into your body. And it is what it is like to be in the vibration, in the connection of being breathed. And to know that as we breathe, we are breathing for those who cannot yet find their breath. They have not yet connected to their knowing. And we breathe with them, knowing that there is plenty. And as the light flows into us, it moves outward abundantly, in and between the thoughts, the creations, the structures of the consciousness of humanity, allowing light to emerge, to awaken the vibration of truth and clarity in all. And we breathe, breathing in and out of this vessel. All of our cells breathing, welcoming the oxygen, the nourishment, the love, and in this relaxing and letting go. The stories of limitation, the beliefs that held us to being small, released as we exhale, as light moves in and through, acclimating our thoughts, our vibration, our knowing into the abundance and infinite. We expand. We expand with every breath, every cell of our being expanding to receive. And as we breathe into this experience, our thoughts quieting, our experience energized and awake, it is what is shared in the collective consciousness. There may be no words or stories that fit this experience, and yet we breathe it with all of humanity. We breathe our experience. And it is through the breath that we find our way to our own knowing, to our own power, to our own wisdom, and our function as we create, as we breathe love through our vessel. We feel the awareness of power rising up in every cell of our being, in our energy field. This sensation as though every cell opening in holding the light of spirit, shining brightly, knowing the function of our being is to be in this vibration of light, to allow it to flow through us and to shine, not for others, not over others, but to allow this power to enliven and awaken their light vessel, their capacity. We are inspired and we inspire. And as we breathe, we feel this truth vibrate in our being. You may feel yourself sitting taller, feeling more expanded, more vibrationally enlightened and enlivened. And in this power, you feel awash in the vibration of harmony, that as you breathe, you are increasing the capacity for all to breathe. There is plenty, and it is in harmony that we find our way to a new paradigm, a new function, a new capacity. And in this harmony, we feel the force of love, that which creates all things, moving energy into matter, into form, through our vessel. As we think, we create. And now we are attuned to the vibration of harmony, that as we think and we create, we do so in what is good for the all. We are willing and open, for there is enough. And within us rises a vibration of wisdom. This wisdom does not reside in our mental body or our emotional body, but deep within our being. This vibration of truth that awakens, we feel this in the core of our being. And it vibrates that we know where truth resides. And it is this that we come to trust and know. And it is from here, from this expanded awareness in our power, in our wisdom, in the vibration of love and creation and harmony, that we experience our wholeness. That what created us did not make mistakes. We are here, we are whole, and we are vibrating in this truth, that which is resonant with God consciousness, with God, with the Christ consciousness, is resonant in our being. And we draw to us that which is resonant, and we emit a resonance that awakens that in others. And our breath is this resonance, and it moves outward into the collective consciousness. It moves outward in and among all of humanity. And as we breathe, we feel the fear, the worry, the doubt. We see and witness the limitation, the conditions that must be met for happiness. And we breathe this vibration, this resonance, that it may awaken and move in between these thoughts, these feelings, these structures. And as we grow in our capacity to breathe, we create the spaciousness in all of the human consciousness. As we are expanded, we are all expanded. As we are resonant, the resonance moves throughout all of humanity, awakening to the vibration of truth, awakening to the light that is who we are. And we open to this. We feel the love of the earth rise up in us. We feel the love of spirit resonate within us. And the doubts and the fears and the stories begin to break apart. The light moving in between all of the structures, breaking them down gently by simply breathing. What has created debris and blockage and density is being released. And it is being released in our own vessel and in all of consciousness. In this, we are learning to breathe, breathing for ourselves because we can, breathing with each other because we can, and breathing with all of Mother Earth because we can. We breathe in and we breathe out. And as we breathe, we imagine the light moving easily, the clarity expanding, and our connection with ourselves and with each other more clear. We feel the interchange and nourishment happening in our cells and in our consciousness, acclimating to plenty, to abundance, and allowing our fears and doubts and worries to be washed away as we exhale. Knowing that nothing is wasted. As we breathe in, we expand and we are nourished, and we open and surrender and release. We inhale and we exhale. Every breath more efficient, requiring less energy, less effort. And from this, we bring our attention to our connection with life, with all that is living, all of nature on this planet, all that gives us sustenance and that we are in harmony with. Our vessel, our energetic vibration is permeable to feel all of life all around us, allowing our awareness to expand outward from our being, expanding in all directions, feeling the plants, the animals, our pets, our loved ones in our own home, the vibration of our home, extending outward, feeling the earth around us, feeling the soil and all of the animals, the insects, the microbes, the bacteria that are working together to create nourishment and a nourishing soil for life to continue to grow, reaching upward into the roots of the trees, the grass. We feel our awareness expanding and merging as we reach for the sun, the flowers, all of life. We feel the birds and the animals and the insects all around us. We are flying, we are crawling, creeping, everywhere present. We feel this life all around us. And with every breath, we feel our connection to it and with it. As we breathe in and experience harmony that shapes our experience, shapes our awareness to be with life, to not power over life, to not power through, but to feel the love that created all of life, that we are a part of this, that every creature, every living thing has its function. And we too are awakening to our function. We are creator. We create with our thoughts. We create and shape and work with all that is available to us. We imagine and grow and expand, and such is the function of human nature. And we are now acclimating and coming into alignment that we may be in harmony and working with all of life, that we seek solutions, ideas, ways that put us in harmony with all that has been created, that it is not for us but with us, and we are with all of this life. And with every breath, we expand and allow this experience to wash over and through us. Our connection is part of our way of being, and we open. Our breath, we feel that we are connected and connecting. And in each breath, we become more familiar with what it is to be in this expanded state, this expanded awareness of life, of light, of vibration, of nature, all true, all vibrating in our vessel. We breathe this into our knowing that it shapes our thinking, our emotions, that we know in our vessel and we know and work with this energy in every moment of our day. As we connect to our own divinity, our own Christ self, as we open and feel the light move into us, move through us, acclimating and expanding into oneness. It is from this place that we are aware fully of our wholeness, where we have clarity, we are awake and aware and vibrating in truth. Our bodies, our vessel, alive, awake, aware, allowing love to move in and through us, allowing light to be breathed in through us and into all of life, all of humanity. We are breathers of light, and in this service we are served. It is exponential, and we come to know this. Our resources, our capacity is growing, our access to our gifts and our knowing more accessible than ever before. And as we breathe with all of life. We feel ourselves moving in harmony, not separate, not experiencers of, but experiencers with life, with nature, with light, with Mother. We are one. And in this we come to know that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. Beautiful souls, we are grateful for your time today, that you have come to join in this practice, that you have opened yourselves to receive these gifts, to receive the gift of awareness, of openness, of willingness. And in this, the love flows through you generously, abundantly. There is no lack, dear ones. There is no less than. As you breathe in the light of spirit, as you breathe in the love that formed and breathed you into being, you come back to the knowing of who you are, the beautiful, precious soul that merged into this expression of life, that awoke into this body. And we are inviting you to be in your body, to be both physical and beyond physical, beyond your understanding, to be in the vibration of light as it moves in and through you, expanding, shaping your comprehension, your understanding. You do not have to believe. You do not have to understand. The piece of you that knows who you are will find its way to the breath, dear ones. The way a child finds its way to the ones who show tenderness and love. It is in your nature to seek love, to feel that which is true and right and righteous in your being. It is this that is true and resonant within you. And it is of no one's fault that the story of less, of being broken, has been in the consciousness. The consciousness of humankind holds itself as less. And the way to wholeness, the way to knowing, the way to truth is force and mental work. And here we are feeling and experiencing this, and it is neither. It is gentle and loving, washes over and through you, and every part of your being opens like a flower opens to the sun. In this you will find truth. In this you will find ease and comfort, dear ones. We offer you this that you may come to know yourselves, experiencing wholeness that others may awaken to this as well. It is in your breath and in your breathing, your willingness to experience abundance washing over and through you that you can find your way to fully letting go of that which you have told yourself, of that which you have believed to be true of you, that is simply a barrier to light. We honor you, we breathe with you. And there are those who do not yet know in their awareness that are grateful for you, for they are aching to know who they are. They are longing for connection, to breathe again. So as you breathe, you are serving the many, dear ones. It is as simple as this. Here's more. There are times I don't want to come back, where I just feel so in that experience of love and of connection with all of you. Thank you so much. So many people joining us, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you. And Beverly, we had a group channeling last night, and I will honestly say the same thing, Beverly, that it felt like a continuation of last night, that there's a growing expansion of of how we connect and how we work with this technology. And I'm going to call it technology. This breathing that we're doing is um, it's opening. And I want to thank everybody for being on and welcome, welcome. So grateful for you. Um, and it's amazing. Like it always makes me giggle because I'll look at the clock and it's right on time. It's right at 1. It just always cracks me up. And I'm open if anyone has questions or would like, because this is a different forum than I'm usually in. If you have questions, know that there's no silly questions. That um, that when you ask a question, it serves the whole. That there are people here who may also have those questions. I really thank you all for being a part of this. I I feel like the thing that I keep coming back to is gentleness. That the amount, like when we truly open, like what would allow us to really open, right? Who wants to open if you know that it's going to be hard and painful and awful, right? Um, and like this emerging that we're having, I just personally, I'll speak for myself, as much as I have, there have been moments since this lockdown, since whatever we want to call this, that um, that there feels like, we're in a, it's kind of like being squeezed. It's like I don't know what's happening. I don't know what this is supposed to be. And um and yet when I look around, like overall, it has been a really good experience. Now, I have not lost my job. I'm doing okay financially. I'm not like way here or way there. It's like what has happened is as soon as I think that things are going to be constricting, and I do, like the biggest thing for me has been I'm a raging extrovert. So how do I not go up and just start hugging everybody when I go to the grocery store? Because everything in me just wants to be in physical connection with people. That's been the biggest pain point for me. Um, that how do we how are we going through this? And what I'm finding is even those points where I feel really anxious or unsettled, that it's like there's kind of a gentle energy to it. Um, there are moments where I could really be in panic about, and really get irritated about the way we're communicating and the stress. And then I'm like, overall, I feel like more and more and more, it's just distraction. That looking for the right way to do this is maybe the wrong approach. That maybe just being with it and being open, that we'll find our way. But the more that there is pushing, the more that there is telling, the more there is dictating, the more there is positioning, the more it feels like we spin in all directions, losing our way. And for me personally, because I've said earlier, and I said, there's a part of me that really loves to be right. Anybody who knows me, if my mom was listening, she'd be like, "Yep, she likes to be right." She's like, she came out of the womb wagging her finger at me, you know. Um, so there's something about who I am in that. But then the piece I have to watch is when my red flag is not in my desire to be right, because I can kind of work with that, because that's not as overpowering as it used to be. But it's that when I get righteous, where what I think is more true than what anybody else thinks, or that I need to get on my soapbox, and I watch that. I watch what rises up in me, and what I find is what am I putting my energy towards? And I do. I mean, of course it happens. Of course it happens that I want to bring clarity. That's the other hard part for me, is that my superpower is clarity, right? I love to bring clarity. And what I realize is that I more and more I'm finding that as we breathe, that there's an opening that is greater than what I can see in this moment. That as long as I'm distracted by this versus this, or this being right or this being right, that I miss the experience that is kind of ready to emerge. And so this practice every day allows me to at least be in that vibration at least once a day, to connect to it. So I think that that's part of what this practice is too. Joe, you wrote, feels like all the negative energy keeps coming to you because you can't turn down a loved one who needs help. Hmm, that's an interesting thing. And think about that as that what is the story in that negativity and help go hand in hand, right? What is that? And not right or wrong, but that experience that we have that there's not enough. It's kind of built somewhere in there about there not being enough love, enough to give, and that it's up to the person to give that much. It's an interesting experience to be in that and to kind of just noodle around with that, to play in that like what in here, what is my story? What is coming up about not being enough? What is my story coming up about there not being enough or that they're not enough or that their brokenness is mine to fix? All of these things. It's we are working through this and it's incredibly challenging, I think. Carol, I keep seeing an infinite number of puzzle pieces of beautiful colors all coming together and the borders dissolving into one expanse of all. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's like I want it. I see things so clearly, Carol, sometimes that I really want to see that I want to see an artist rendering of that. Like I want to see that visually, and I wanna say and I see it like a video or some sort of animation just moving because I feel what you're saying. The pieces keep falling into place and joining the whole, and it just keeps growing and keeps growing. Exactly. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. It's like I can see all these, like it's almost like new colors, new light. We were talking the other day, maybe on Wednesday, in the meditation about that we're seeing things more vibrantly. Like it feels like the plants and the trees are more vibrant. And I don't know that it's just the people who are doing this meditation. There are those of us who are doing work all over that may be noticing that as well. Angeline, my desire is for validation and approval. I totally understand what you're talking about. Thank you for being vulnerable and kind with yourself as we can then be kind with ourselves and others. Yes. And as we are seeking that, just noticing that there's a part of us that doesn't feel okay. Right? We don't feel like we're okay. We don't feel like we're enough. It's like our well is for everyone else, and then we're waiting for other people to feed us. And what we think about the I always think about the vessel so that it now here, I'm gonna draw two pictures. Hopefully you guys will see it. Boop, boop. And my little people, this is really not very good. So I used to think our vessels look like this when we started this meditation that we had. This is our connection to the quantum field. And then this is our tether to Mother Earth. This is what I thought it looked like. Can you guys see this? Ooh, 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 I'm looking to see if, um, so I thought it was like that, right? And I think it has been like that for a while. And I actually feel like because we weren't connected with our energy field for so long as a part of us, as a collective, like really coming to know that there's some energy healers who thought that. But this is what it looks like. So if we weren't connected to our energy field, we also weren't connected to our connection to the infinite, to God personally, that we have our connection, which is where you come to like needing priests or needing others to intervene, right? Or to connect, or even psychics to connect us to that. And then, sorry about this light. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, yeah, you can see. And then down here, our connection to Mother Earth. How many of us have spent time thinking that we have to ground, like there's a special process, but we're always connected. But if we're not aware of our energy field and how vibrant and powerful that is, then we felt like we had to take an extra step, that there was a piece that was broken, that we had to fill that. So now, okay, new drawing, right? So here we are. I love my little fat person. I love it, right? But always smiling. So it feels more like this to me. So bear with me that feels more like this. So if you can see this, it's like our vessel is wide open and our connection to the quantum field, to Christ consciousness, is wide open, and that it's flowing always into us. And the connection to Mother Earth is very clear, and it's moving up and giving us a sense of place, that now our vessel, our awareness of who we are, is very much this whole being. And that as we breathe, we're breathing in through our mouth, but we're also breathing in here, and we're also breathing in through this permeable membrane into all of life, and we're breathing up and feeling the love of Mother simultaneously. So our cup is full, our well is full. So Angeline, like, as you breathe and you start to envision this, you just go, oh, this, what more validation do I need? What more do I need? And sometimes what we need is to know that we're not alone, or that what we see and feel other people are seeing and feeling, or what we experience other people are seeing and experience. And that's part of that collaboration and that need to open ourselves to being, to understand that we can't see everything ourselves. Like, this vessel is not experiencing everything, that our experience is alone by itself, like it. But that as you talk, Carol, and Angeline and Jennifer and Joe, as we're all talking and all sharing, we're getting like the pieces of the picture, and we're seeing it, and all of a sudden it's creating something beyond what we could have imagined. And so this more collaborative approach, this more open approach, which I talked to Barb Demers today earlier in the post that I did, in the conversation that we had this morning, that I feel like that was so necessary, to really look at, there's a new way emerging in how we work with each other and how we think about each other, that is not about competitiveness, or not about owning or grasping my ideas, my way of being, my protocol. And as we do this, what we do is we're holding on to something. And where is the opportunity for new to emerge? Where, because we become dependent to this needing to be it becomes who we are. And it's the same with our identification of ourselves. Who am I? What am I? Why am I? All of this kind of starts to become a thing. But if we open and we are I am, it moves and it grows, and as new ideas, as new experiences flow in, we trust that. We go, is this resonant with the truth in me? Does this feel right? Does it feel good? Our whole perspective of self changes and emerges into a entirely new way of being, which I think it's important, because right now, what else do we have? Our structures, what we've come to rely on, what we've come to trust as solid, everything's in question. So where do we go? We have to go within. We have to find ourselves. We have to find this vibration within that is true and real and clear. Jennifer, for me, it feels like I am gently and sweetly being loved into wholeness. Yes. And that it's like an awakening to truth, right? It's instead of like coming together, it's like allowing it to emerge as true and real. That's such a powerful, powerful thing. And so I just want to thank you guys for joining me today, for being a part of this, and for being a part of it in this other forum, for finding me, because that wasn't my intention. So I'm glad we're doing this.